There's our pet deer spot. Look down the hill from the house. Down the hill past the pole barn. There's a lot at one point. This was a chicken ranch, and this is one of the sole remnant of the chicken ranch. And this is our kind of armadillo hole, the hill here. Quite a few large armadillo holes. Look over here, their neighbor's property across the street there. He's got about 50 acres. Of our large armadillo holes. This over here is this is known as this be the top of Bullfrog Rock, and what we're thinking about doing is maybe put a grotto right about here. We'll take a walk over here and take a look. Trying to make sure I don't fall off the rock. And this goes to the on the bottom of the rock, and that goes to our other pasture area down below. And apparently one time they had a rope swing off this large tree, which is really, really large and really, really old. We're going to come back around this way. Now this will be a little interesting here as we try to traverse down the hill. Again, watch it carefully for armadillo holes so we don't get swallowed up in them. Another small one right there. And this is one of the challenges to face, is going down this hill. Fairly steep, I don't know, 30, 35 degrees. Difficult to walk down. I'll try not to fall as I go down here. I'm going to walk over to the left a little bit. Watch for the spider webs across the trail here. The big one right there, I might run into it, try not to, but again, this is that lower pasture under the Bullfrog Rock, which is right here. There's our gate, so you can actually drive a vehicle onto this. I guess it'd make a nice campground to have had some water. Look over here. This is over to the right. The creek down below. You can see part of the ridge to the right, which is where we want to try to find a way to get to. I'm going to walk down to the only real access point, unless you're a mountain goat. The deer seem to be able to get across the creek, but other than that, it's kind of difficult. A lot of brush here that needs to be cleared out. A woodpecker up in a tree, kind of hard to see. And this is kind of our, towards the end of the property, kind of the only way to access the ridge across the way is a natural stone footbridge. I'll be at it in a minute or so here. The plan initially is to clear out this, clear out the brush here, so we can easily get to the footbridge. And as this clears away, get up through there and onto the ridge. And the ridge has got some interesting rock formations up there. So if possible, we'd like to have an access point we get to all year round. As you come back over here, one possibility of that tree would be to run a footbridge across to this side. And that will take some doing, but eventually that's where we want to get to. Head back up this way. Another view of Bullfrog Rock and the gate. I'm going to walk now down to the footpath, or the game trail that we've kind of cleared out with the weed trimmer. Get an idea how large that tree really is. A lot of old growth trees out here. One of the reasons is it's not really possible to cultivate this land. Very hilly, very rocky, which is okay by me. Now this is the hill we came down. Again, it's a bit steep. Not quite sure we put some steps in there or something. Make it a little easier to get down here. And now we're onto the game trail. We had this fallen log cut and removed so we can walk through here. You look to the left, it's kind of hard to see. I have a stone wall. Try to walk a little bit closer to that. Really illustrates how rocky this whole area really is. Obviously impossible to cross here unless you have the Army Corps of Engineers come out and build something. Heading on down the game trail. Might be a neat area to kind of camp out sometime this fall when all the trees are bare. My primitive efforts at a footbridge. Little path of water flows down into the creek. Creek is ordinarily pretty dry, except after high rainfalls. At the end of the property we're at, there is another stream that comes down, and I've yet to explore that. Haven't been able to get to it just yet. Almost forgot, over here on the right, that's some additional rock formations. This is a hornet's nest, fairly large, about 1.5 feet, 2 feet long. They don't seem to be bothering me when I walk by. Hopefully they'll be gone soon. Some more of that rock formation. And we work our way to the clearing at the bottom of the hill in front of the house. Now this gives you some idea of how steep this is. I just had a deer run behind me. And it's a challenge. I'm going to have a challenge when I walk back up here. We're trying to get somebody to put some steps or something in there. Continuing on again, this is a natural game trail I'm following where the deer uses quite a bit. It's a massive spider. We have a lot of them. I'm going to be running into the web here in a minute. Trying to avoid that. It gets the spider's attention when you do that. Another view of the, still got it. The view of the creek. You see the ridge up to the right. In the fall, it's all cleared out. And it's very difficult to ascend or descend that thing. If you get down to the bottom of the creek, and I have done that, really tough to climb up the sides. So really that stone footbridge is the best access point until you move along further. Now we're going to take the, and there's our steep hill. We're going to take the game trail, continue on to a part of the woods. Now this section here, where the trees go this way and extending straight ahead, was purchased about 2 years ago by the previous landlord. That's 3 of the 8 acres in this area. Pretty much bottomland. This open area, again, tall old growth trees, opens as you go to the right here, and it goes uphill to the road. This kind of sits in a little valley. Again, a well-used game trail, very popular with deer hunters. This is one of the prime deer hunting pieces of land in the county, from what I understand. And I don't know if we're going to get to it. There's a huge deer hide. You get an idea of the size of the ridge again. Up here that was constructed, probably hold about 6 people. And it would basically sit in there and wait for the deer to come down in this area to feed. And a lot of this area, you can see piles of wood in places where the previous owner had cleared out the undergrowth to make it accessible. Here is sort of a, difficult to see, sort of an island, if you will, between 2 branches of the creek. At some point this was an active creek, but not for some time. continue on. And over to the right is another spider web. We do have no shortage of spiders. That's where the highway would be, or the road would be in front of the house, the back of the house. And here's our island again. I thought there might be a possibility of putting a bridge across here on the other side. It's still very, very steep on the other side, so not sure. Continuing on, and again, this is the 3-acre parcel. Continue to follow one of the game trails. Another view of the ridge. Real challenge to get up there. Ah, here we go. We're coming to the game hide, or hunting hide, that was put up here a number of years ago. It's apparently either been taken down or it's fallen down. But essentially, a lot of folks would wait here for the deer and get them when they came to this area. On top of the ridge, there's a tree stand all the way to the top of the ridge. Again, can't get up there today. It's a little bit too rough and woolly right now. I got a chance to clear that brush away. We're starting to see as we get to the, trying to see it's the game hide, a little closer to it. To the right, the road is right up that hill, and the game hide is basically the end of the property line. Goes behind the road, so I hit another spider web. I usually end up with bites after I leave this area here. So be it. So this is the end of the property line. Basically extends over to the right there. It's just an interesting thing that somebody took the time to build. Pretty good size. It's got nice revenue. Just either fell down or was pulled down. I just heard a deer to the left of me. I don't see him, but and that's towards where another one of our neighbors lives at the top of the hill there. He farms a number of acres. Also a veteran. And that's basically a quick tour. Again, sorry we couldn't get up onto the ridge. It's just not really possible. What I may do on the way back is try to follow this little subsidiary for the creek. I get myself buried in this stuff. I'm not careful. Yeah, it's a little too rough to follow that. Continue to run into a lot of spider webs, which means I will have a number of different bites, but it's got a natural log bridge across, but again, you've got another part of the creek over there before you get up onto the ridge. So that's pretty overgrown. I don't really know what I will do with this stuff because it's so so hilly and overgrown. May not be much that we can do with it. This is actually on another trail. The deer have been good enough to lay out for us. A lot of underbrush, which is similar to what's on the ridge, which is why I'm not going up there. Many more berry bushes, thorn bushes, as you go up the ridge. And I went up there once in the fall 2019 and didn't come prepared. Came with a lot of scratches and torn clothes. We'll be prepared when we go up again. There's a little quasi island, if you will. Open field down here. And that is basically the nickel tour. We'll go back to the hill at the bottom of the house. And I don't know if I'm going to video my huffing and puffing trying to get up the hill, but some other views of the challenge posed. It's steeper than it looks on video. A little too risky to try to mow it. You mow across the top of it, you feel the tractor kind of going down. And, up and down, you could probably go down, but getting back up would be very difficult. So that kind of concludes the tour for now. I'll huff and puff and see when I get back up the top of the hill. And that's it. Thanks.